for now, we also want to just come back here in Nairobi. And like I mentioned, residents of a number of estates woke up this morning to flooded houses. That's in Buruburu and Kariobangi. And I just want to bring in my colleague, Mark Namaso, joining us from the ground. Mark, good morning. What can you describe the situation as where you are?
Basically, this is Buruburu Phase 5 extension. It's one of the middle-class estates in the city that you wouldn't expect the floods and the rain to wreak havoc. But as the situation is at the moment, we've been witnessing people walking with shorts up to their vehicles, carrying clothes in paper bags so that they can get into their vehicles and change, because the area is practically impassable. Even where we are standing right now, residents are wading through water. Now, water is coming from one particular section. This is Acacia Court inside Buruburu Phase 5 extension. And residents have been pushing their vehicles out of the parking lots because they are all flooded before they can try and get to work. Others have remained marooned in their houses, and they are not going to work today because even as it is at the moment, I'm in a raincoat. Everyone here is under an umbrella. It's continuing to pour, and it has done that throughout the night. Now, let's speak to a couple of residents here to tell us exactly how the situation has been, to paint a picture whether this is a new phenomenon or is something they have witnessed over the past. Kindly tell us what's your name and how has this situation been?
My name is Pastor Edwin Getonga. I'm a pastor, and I've been staying in this court. And like you have reported, it's true. We've suffered for some while now. Since the rains started, it's been flooding every other time. And the understanding that has been given to us is that it was affected by the road, the new outer ring highway. It's the one that affected the drainage. Since then, when the rain started, the water comes from this other court and from our own court, and there is no outlet, so it has to flood. And you can see the situation as it is undergoing. We've talked to the MCA, we've talked to the MP for some time. They've been doing efforts to, they've even come in person at times. They have sent engineers, but the work they've been trying to do from both that other side and this other side, but no breakthrough yet. So we are still trusting that something will happen.
Okay, and let me rope in a lady. Kindly tell us, women are usually responsible for children. What are some of the fears that you might be having concerning this particular situation and children?
Okay, thank you. My name is Delight Mochiri. We are fearing that our children will get diseases because they can't come out and even walk, because if they start walking, they'll be subdued in the waters. Our fear is if there will be an outbreak of waterborne diseases. That is, we are asking for help from the city engineers to come and assist us and unblock the water drainage.
I'm interested, how long have you stayed in this particular area and how has it traditionally been?
I have stayed here for more than 30 years. It has not been so in the past, but it just started recently.
This particular area used to be one of the posh neighborhoods in the city. What has been happening?
I think there is something that has been done that has affected the drainage in this area. Either buildings or the roads, we are not sure anyway, because it was not this way in the past.
Have you ever had, let's say, accidents or something just happening because of floods here?
Especially for our children, we fear they might get sick because some of this water is the drainage itself. So they get sick. Yes.
Okay. As we speak, I can see some people still trying to get past this particular gate, because most of the houses are to my right, the direction that I'm pointing, and people have to come through this gate to access the other courts here. But as it is now, it seems like many people are marooned. They cannot make their way out of here. Others, the lucky few, have gumboots. Others have to just wade through the water, and we might not know exactly what's in this water. The city itself has challenges concerning drainage, and we have seen burst sewer lines just on our way across Bamboo Court as we came into this Acacia Court. But as it is now, it's still pouring. There is no sign of the floods abating, and the water level keeps rising. In fact, our vehicle cannot even venture into this other part. And some of the cars that are here, a few are on some form of hill, but others are looking like they're submerged. Others have managed to push them out. And we've just been informed that one of the vehicles just across the road here has the engine completely been written off. It's being towed away from this particular area thanks to this ongoing rain. And the situation as it is now is continuing to pour. Back to you.
Mark, just before I let you go, maybe you could just describe for us the adversity of that situation. Is the flooding also in the houses of the residents that you're with, or is it just outside the estates?
Now, I wish we could get our camera to point in that particular direction down there. But yes, if you can see what I'm seeing ahead of me, the water completely has no outlet. It doesn't have, there's no drainage that can allow it to get out of this place. And we're informed that houses down on the other side, and the water keeps turning to a particular channel this other side. We are told that people are also marooned in their houses. But what you're trying to do right now is that we will try and access a few of the houses that have been marooned, just to point a picture of exactly how the situation is. But as it is now, we have to make a very calculated move to be able to get into some of the houses and paint an exact picture. But we hope we'll be able to get into one of those houses and paint a picture of clearly what is really happening to people in this particular phase of Buruburu. But we can confirm from the residents here that some of them are already marooned in their own houses.
All right, Mark Namaswa there. Just keep safe. We'll link up with you later on. He's, of course, reporting from Buruburu Extension and, of course, bringing us to speed with what you're seeing on your screens, really. Residents have been marooned in their houses, like he mentioned, because of the heavy floods and the heavy rain that is, of course, continuing to pound here in the city. We'll be, of course, getting more updates from him as we move along here on the show. But for now, we also just want to bring you pictures of what is happening in the city center. There you go. I understand we have some pictures. There you go on your screens. And that is Kenyatta Avenue. As you can see, the rain's not stopping anytime soon. The rain started to pound in the night, and up to this morning, it still goes on. A bit of traffic snarl up, as you can see, but some cars are moving well. But of course, we'll keep an eye on what is happening in different parts of the city. But from Buruburu and Kariobangi, we understand that the situation is a bit dire. Residents have been marooned in their houses as the flood waters just continue to wreak havoc in the places where they are. All right, so that is Kenyatta Avenue here in Nairobi. Tell us where you are and what the situation is. And remember also, to, of course, to keep warm and be safe wherever you are, especially with the floods that have, of course, engulfed quite a number of places here in the city. All right, so from